Okay, let's go ahead and get started. It is officially 12:11. We gave everyone an extra minute just in case. So, as always, my name is TDVAM. I'm the Education Specialist here with Family Services Incorporated. And we are going to be looking at Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month here this afternoon. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat, as well as in the question and answer section. If there are any issues with audio or anything like that, if you can't hear me, you can't see the PowerPoint, please throw it in there as well. I will stay afterwards for a few minutes or as long as needed, excuse me, to answer any questions that you may have on the subject. So let's go ahead and get started. Our objectives today are to discuss a brief history of Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month, as well as discuss the statistics and vulnerabilities, identify red flags, discuss what you can do to help, either as a caregiver or parent, or as maybe someone who is going through dating violence or intimate partner violence yourself. And also discuss resources that are available. So, as many of you are aware, February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we need to encourage parents and adolescents to take inventories of their relationship. So Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month really is to, of course, help bring awareness to and hopefully prevent teen dating violence and to make it more aware in the public eye. The official color is orange. Congress declared the first week in February in 2006 to be Teen Dating Violence Awareness Week. That was later expanded to the entire month of February 4 years later in 2010. So like I said, February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month. Orange is the official color. And of course, what it is here to do is to encourage parents and adolescents, as well as caregivers, to inventory their relationships and to start the conversation. Is this a healthy relationship? Is this a relationship that is healthy for me? And to hopefully break the cycle of abuse. So what do you need to know? Excuse me. So what are some facts about Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month? So dating violence, specifically teen dating violence, is of course more common than people think. A lot of times we do not believe that teens and adolescents and young adults have this violence in their relationship, and of course it is more common than we would like to admit. 1 in 3 teens in the United States will experience either physical abuse, sexual abuse, or emotional abuse, or all three, or 1 of 2 or 2 of 3, from someone they're in a relationship with before they become an adult. So before they become 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever we consider an adult nowadays, 1 in 3 teens will experience some form of violence in the relationship. Nearly half, about 43% of college women report experiencing violent or abusive behaviors when they're dating. We know that teen dating violence affects nearly 10% of all teenagers throughout the United States. We know that, of course, girls are particularly more vulnerable, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen to boys. I have a statistic here on the next slide. It does happen to them, and it probably happens more than what we statistically are reporting. Girls are particularly vulnerable, but it doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy. If that dating violence is occurring, it does make them more likely to suffer long-term behavioral and health consequences. So what are we talking about? We're talking about drug use and abuse. We're talking about eating disorders. And of course, we're also talking about suicidal thoughts and attempts at suicide, also including success in those attempts. So adolescents who are experiencing teen dating violence, who are experiencing the physical, emotional, or sexual abuse from the caregiver, their partner, their intimate partner, are more likely to commit or attempt suicide. Adolescents in abusive relationships also often carry these unhealthy patterns of violence into future relationships. If it is not stopped when it is young, these offenders will continue doing it throughout their lives. We also know that if you're a victim and you believe that type of behavior is normal in what a relationship is expected, then it's going to continue throughout your different relationships as well. So I did bold a couple of these because I really want you to see the numbers here. Teen dating violence affects nearly 1.5 million high school students across the United States in a single year. That is 1.5 million high school students who are now at an increased risk for drug abuse and drug use, for eating disorders, and for contemplating and attempting suicide. 1.5 million adolescents every single year. That's a lot of kids. We know that 1 in 11 females and 1 in 15 male high school students report having experienced physical dating violence in the last year. 1 in 15 male students reported experiencing physical dating violence, and 1 in 11 females. Now, we all know that those numbers, of course, are most likely much higher, especially when we look at the male population, the male demographic, especially high school students. They're taught that, most males are taught unhealthy masculinity, that I can't show weakness, I have to be the tough guy. It's not okay to report that my girlfriend is being physically abusive to me. That makes me less of a man. Those numbers are most likely a lot higher, and 1 in 11 for females are most likely a lot higher as well. 1 in 9 females and 1 in 36 male high school students report having experienced sexual dating violence in the last year. 1 in 9 females have experienced sexual dating violence. So that is being sexually assaulted by their intimate partner within the last year. 1 in 9 females are reporting being sexually assaulted in some way, shape, or form by their intimate partner within the last year of high school students. That's insane. That is a ridiculous amount of females under the age of 18 who are reporting being sexually attacked by their intimate partner, by the person who's supposed to love them more than anything. Teens often think that some behaviors like teasing and name calling are a normal part of a relationship. Teasing, name calling, bullying is not any part of a healthy relationship. Whether that is a friend relationship, a parent relationship, or an intimate partner relationship. These behaviors can become abusive and develop into serious forms of violence. We have to teach our children what a normal, healthy relationship looks like. If we are not talking to them, then how are they to understand that some behaviors like teasing and name calling are not normal? We have to have that discussion with our kids. We have to put that upon ourselves as well. So what are some red flags? Red flags when it comes to teen dating violence. You maybe have a child, a teen, a preteen, an adolescent, maybe a child in college. What should you look for, or what should they look for as red flags that the relationship most likely isn't healthy? Well, of course, excessive jealousy or insecurity. Invasion of your privacy. I cannot tell you how many times or how many teens think that it is completely normal to allow someone to invade your own private space as part of a normal, healthy relationship. You see this with cell phones all the time. Of course, my girlfriend can go through my cell phone. I don't have anything to hide. She can look through it all she wants. If I don't want her to look through it, that just seems like I'm hiding something from her. That is not a healthy boundary to have. And I cannot tell you how many times I have gone into high schools and I've talked to students in the 10th, 11th, 9th, 12th grades. And they're completely okay with it. It is completely normal and something that is expected. You can also see unexpected bouts of anger or rage, unusual moodiness, pressuring a partner into unwanted sexual activity. Pressuring someone into an unwanted sexual activity is sexual assault. It's that simple. Consent is not maybe, consent is yes. Consent is not silent, consent is yes. Pressuring someone into an unwanted act of sexual activity is sexual assault. And we know that at least 1 in 9 females are reporting that happens to them every year as a high school student. Blaming you for problems in the relationship and not taking any responsibility for the same. Controlling tendencies. We have a few more here as well. We have explosive tempers. Preventing you from going out with or talking to other people. Preventing you from going out with your friends is not okay. It is not part of a healthy relationship in any way, shape, or form. Constantly monitoring your whereabouts and checking in to see what you are doing and who you are with. This is so much easier nowadays, especially for younger teens, for younger adults, teens, and adolescents. They are extremely connected to their electronics, their cell phones, their social media, and they're expected to post wherever they are. Most of them have their locations turned on. It is very easy to track what they are doing at all times. And a lot of times when it comes to an unhealthy relationship, that's expected. That way that person knows exactly where they are at all times. Falsely accusing you of things, vandalizing or ruining your personal property. We actually hear about this a lot. Teenagers that will break someone's phone, break someone's laptop, break someone's tablet, vandalize their personal property and blame it on the other person. You made me do this. You made me break your phone. You made me break your tablet. You made me break your laptop that you need for school, that's school property, and now your parents have to pay for because of this. Of course, we also have taunting or bullying, as well as threatening or causing physical violence or harm. It is not just the physical violence, it is also the threats of physical violence that can cause a lasting emotional effect on these teenagers and young adults. So how can we help? How can we, as a parent, a caregiver, a teacher, anybody who deals with or works with children, how can I help? Well, the first thing you need to do is start a conversation. Have that conversation with your child, with your legal, with your child, with whoever you're taking care of, whether it's your child, etc. You need to have that conversation and open up those lines of communication. You need to be able to talk with them openly and honestly about what healthy and unhealthy relationships look like. If they're in an unhealthy relationship, you need to avoid ultimatums, telling them to leave this person or they're going to be grounded forever. Leave this person or they're not going to use the car again. Leave this person or you're not getting any more money. You're going to lose your cell phone. You're going to lose the car privilege, etc. is not going to help. You need to have open and honest communication with your teen or young adult. They will leave this person when they are ready. You need to offer support. You need to listen to them. You need to talk about the behaviors and not the person. They love this person. And most likely it's one of their first loves. It's that puppy love. They absolutely adore this person. Talking badly about that person is not going to help. You need to identify and talk about the behaviors identify them as not healthy, and allow that person to link those behaviors directly back to their intimate partner. You cannot force them to do it. And then, of course, when they are ready to leave, when they are ready to separate from this person, you, of course, want to offer support and move forward together. They cannot do it alone. They're going to need the help of their parents, their caregivers, their teachers, their friends. They're going to need that assistance to move forward. It's not going to be an easy process. It's going to be messy, and most likely you're going to see those unhealthy relationships and unhealthy tendencies from the other party expand and get worse. They are going to need support. They are going to need your assistance. They're going to need your help. Now, I do want to throw a quick plug in here, because if you haven't and you would love some more information about Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month or any of our awareness months, please make sure you're subscribed to our Facebook. There is a lot of great information. Most of the pictures I, of course, pulled from there. You can find us at facebook.com/FSI Victim Services. Richie and Ashley do an amazing job at making sure our Facebook and our other social medias have great information, as well as looking at more information on, of course, my webinars. So now what do you do if you're the abusive partner, if you're the person in that abusive relationship, if you're the person in that unhealthy relationship? What can you do to identify and to move out of that relationship? Well, often you need to reach out. You cannot do this alone. If you are in an unhealthy relationship, an abusive relationship as a child, teen, or young adult, you cannot do it alone. You need to reach out to a trusted adult, a teacher, a parent, a mentor, a counselor, a coach, anybody that will help you identify the unhealthy aspects of this relationship and to get further help. Of course, you need to reach out to your trusted friends. Your friends can be there to help support you and get you through this and over this unhealthy relationship. You need to, of course, focus on spending more time with individuals with whom you are comfortable. It is very important to try and separate yourself as much as you can and as safely as you can from the other person in the unhealthy relationship, in the abusive relationship. If possible, get involved with activities you enjoy that will allow you to associate with positive people. Join a club, join a sport, join an extracurricular activity that will give you a reason to separate from them and start to build new friendships, better friendships with people who are looking out for you and your best interests. Like I said, seek a school guidance counselor or therapist. Schools, of course, offer guidance counselors and therapists and therapy opportunities in-house in the school when we go back to school. Most schools are almost there. So they do offer resources for you in that school. If need be, seek outside help. Of course, I'll talk about FSI Victim Services next, but there also are national hotlines and helplines that can help as well. The National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-SAFE or 7233, of course, is a great resource for both teen and adult victims of domestic violence, as well as the National Teen Dating Abuse Helpline. This is brand new. It is very new, and it is also available at 866-331-9474. Just like the National Domestic Violence Hotline, it is free, it is confidential, and it is a great resource that'll most likely recommend you to something like this. I do want to point out the Teen Center again. Peg and her team do an amazing job at the R.K. Agrawal and Family Teen Center. It is a great resource for all teens in Blair County. It is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you are a teen and you are experiencing intimate partner violence and you do not feel safe, you do not feel safe at home, you do not feel safe with this individual, Peg and her team will, of course, do a great job at keeping you safe and getting you the resources or help that you need. It is also open to all Blair County youth, so it doesn't matter if you're just in Altoona, Tyrone, Bellwood, wherever. If you're in Blair County, of course, they can help you. Oh, PowerPoint's going a little crazy there. Of course, you can also reach out to our Victim Services Helpline, 814-944-3585. If you or someone you know is experiencing teen dating violence, of course, we are there to help. Especially nowadays, and especially talking about teens, they may not feel comfortable talking on the phone. If that is the case, or they do not feel safe talking on the phone, they can happily text us. Of course, our local number is a texting service as well, 814-944-3585. We can answer that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and offer and provide any service that we can to assist someone going through that intimate partner violence, and specifically today, teen dating violence. Of course, if you didn't see us, see the last one, Victim Services Program is now on Instagram. Please like and follow us on Instagram. Like I said, there's a lot of great resources there. You can also find us on YouTube. Family Services Incorporated now has a YouTube channel. You can find all of our webinars up there, as well as other great resources coming to our YouTube channel. You can also find all of our webinars at our go-to stage. So if you would like to share this webinar with someone that you know or a colleague, you can happily do it from our go-to stage. The link, of course, is here, as well as in the handouts below. So another shameless plug here, future webinars for the next few months. In the end of February, February 24th, we are going to be looking at teen dating violence in the LGBTQ+ community. In March, we are going to be celebrating Women's History Month and looking at the domestic violence movement in Pennsylvania, as well as understanding pronouns, a beginner's guide to the LGBTQ+ community. In April, we of course will be into Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we will be once again having a webinar every single week in the month of April. As you can see, of course, we will start off with Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month 101. We will look at Consent 101, as well as victimization in minority communities and sexual assault in the LGBTQ+ community as well. I hope to see you all there. You can find all of the links to register for these webinars, of course, on our social media pages. If you have any questions, like I said before, I will happily hang out in the chat in the question and answer section. Of course, our information and resources. Thank you very much for your attention today. I think we ended just about on time. If you have any questions, I will hang out, like I said, in the chat below. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.